God wants you to go back to the faith that you had in the beginning. And when I talk about the faith that you had in the beginning, I want you to think about the times in your life to where you didn't have anything, to where it was a moments of, of a barren land, moments of, prayers that were so deep, because, you knew that, God, if you don't show up, God, I don't know what I'm going to do, you've never experienced some of the things that you experience now, whether it was financially, whether it was mentally, whether it was physically, the moments to where you stepped out on nothing, and then God opened up a door and he allows something to come about, God wants you to go back to that faith, that faith of saying, God, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come about, but Lord, I trust you. A lot of times, when God blesses us, we grow with the blessings. And as we grow with the blessings, we learn how to live in a blessed place. And a blessed place is a beautiful place to live in because you've seen God's hand show up. You've seen the miracles. You've seen him make a way. You've seen him show himself so big to where it's blowing your mind to where you like, what, God, you are 100% real. You can testify about it. You can sit back and you can say, God, I know who you are. God has elevated you in the way and he had just showed himself, and being in that blessed place is a beautiful thing, but think about before you had any of the things that you had. Think about where your faith was. Think about the moments when you first stepped out on what God told you to do. Think about where your faith was. Think about the moments when you were in such a dire need and where your faith was before God has shown you some of the promised land that he has you in. You have to go back to faith to where it was so strong that you knew, like, God, I have no idea what my future holds, but I trust you. You see, a lot of times we sit back and we trust in the blessings that God has already given us. So that's what we linger on. We linger on that, and we start depending on what God has blessed us with. And we forget about the moments to where it was like, I was once with nothing. There was a moment to where I was praying for some of the things that I have now, and I seen God show his hand. So if anything ever happens in my life or any type of situations come about or any type of moments to where God is making you wait or God is trying to teach you something, go back to that faith,